So what do you do when you feel like you just don't want to be married anymore? And I'm not talking about when you're really, debating whether or not you should leave a relationship. That's a little different. I'm talking about this place that we all get into in relationships where it's like, I don't think I can be with this person anymore. They're driving me crazy. I'm Brenda, Florida, life coach and lifestyle advisor. We're going to talk about this today. I've done a lot of posts and videos lately about being single. And so I thought I'd address the most common, probably, dynamic that comes up with married folks, because I have been married. I know very well what this is like, where it's just like, I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand being married to this person. And it's usually because you've got some needs or wants that you want your spouse to do that they're not doing, and they kind of stack up. So it's like more than one thing, and it starts getting irritating after a while because, we're not, doing a project that I wanted to do. I wanted to go on vacation and we're not scheduling that. We're not having enough sex, like whatever it is. And it's usually the compounding of several of those things. So my little Live Lavishly tip for you today is twofold, actually. What I would do, I would get really clear about what it is that you're frustrated with your spouse about. Okay, so don't let yourself off the hook, so to speak, by just thinking about this real generally. Like, make yourself get real with it and say, okay, like, what am I really irritated at? And list the whatever it is, 2, 3, 5, 10 things that it is. And sometimes even in making the list, you realize that some of it's kind of bullshit, that doesn't really matter to you. You're just, using it as an excuse to be irritated at your spouse, and that's okay too. But so the list will help. So make your list of several things. And then I want you to look at that list, and I want you to do two things with it. I want you to pick one thing, just one, that you really do want to go to your spouse about, okay? And say, hey, I've been trying to be really flexible about this and wait until you're ready, or, whatever the deal may be. But I just need you to know that I need us to take some action on this now, or I need us to talk about this, or I need to bring this, to the forefront so it's not something that keeps getting swept under the rug or keeps getting delayed, or, whatever your truth is about that. And take time with yourself to really know what your truth is, right? Part of the benefit of doing an exercise like this is really getting beneath the surface, because always in relationship, especially in marriages, but this happens at work and with friendships and all kinds of things, what we're upset about is usually whatever is on the surface is not usually what the real issue is. So it's like, looking at the Band-Aid and saying that's the problem instead of realizing there's a gaping wound underneath, right? And so it will help you get clear on what's really important to you and what's not, and why. So then you can go communicate that. So pick one thing that you want to go to your spouse about to hopefully get some movement on. And then I want you to pick one thing that you want your spouse to do, but you're just going to do it for yourself. And as much as that may feel like a disappointment, allow yourself to feel how empowering it is actually to take care of that yourself, to meet your own need in that way. Because if you didn't have a spouse, you would take care of it a different way. Maybe you'd call a friend to help. That's okay too. But whatever it is, take care of it yourself, or give it to yourself in one way or another. Because the more that we take responsibility for our own needs, the more lavish our life is, because other people don't really have as much power then to disappoint us, because I'm not dependent on that person for it. So that doesn't mean there's not an appropriate balance of things that we, expect from our spouse or want from our spouse and all of that. But you can deal with that a different day. Right now, we're just talking about getting out, freeing ourselves from this sort of, I am so sick of being married thing, and get past that and get to a place where you're feeling more grounded and more centered. So I hope you'll do this. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. So let us know in the comments. And we'll all benefit from thinking about something like this we could do. So if you're single, same thing. I said this a few weeks ago in one of the videos. Think of something you wish a person you were dating or, would do for you, and go give it to yourself. Because when we take care of ourselves, we live lavishly.